Grand Rising, Grand Arrival, Grand Return. Peace and blessings to the righteous and the repentant alike. I am Cleopadra Sophia the Bodhi, and this is my second time trying to make this video. I'm in a totally different location. You guys would not believe what happened. I was on a field trip, sitting behind the movie theater, and the police pulled up, and they didn't leave. I was like, you know what? Let me move. So I'm over here again at my favorite nature spot, which is crazy, incredible, amazing. And so this is like a morning update, chit chat, whatever. I'm just trying to get this information out there so that I can see what you guys think, get your input, get your energy, obviously, to help us accomplish what needs to be accomplished. So right now we are in the four feast. Okay, this is like the feast before the feast. Like this is how the Orthodox put it. Um, and so the actual technical feast, if you're in lack energy, or fast, if you're in abundant energy, begins on Thanksgiving, right? And if you're going to do the feast, right, you started with Thanksgiving, whatever. If you're going to do the fast, start it after Thanksgiving dinner, okay? Don't start it before Thanksgiving dinner. Enjoy your holiday. It's very important that we do holidays. Like, we're not going in this weird direction, okay, that everyone else is going. So make sure you do your holiday, okay? So let me say this first. This is what I started the video with. If you or any groups out here are fasting when we're fasting, you are depositing energy into our kingdom, into our bank. I am the banker, okay? That means that if I call a fast or a feast and people are participating who don't necessarily have a direct, they didn't get the orders directly from me, they got the order from someone on my team in the spirit realm, okay? And so that's the only way I can interpret it. I know people want me to pretend like I don't have rank or whatever, but we're not doing that. We're not playing those games anymore. So if you are participating as of November the 14th, if you are participating in any feast or any fast that was called by me, right? And all I did was piggyback off of the feast that was called by the Orthodox, okay? That's what I did. So by default, you are also supplanting energy to the Orthodox Church, okay? So if that bothers you, you should not fast when we're fasting. You should not feast when we're feasting, which means you have to pay attention to what I'm doing so that you won't participate. That is my position right as of right now, because we're not going to keep playing these games, right? The Emperor and I have spoke, and what he told me, which is why I'm conveying to you guys right now, is that everyone is welcome in the kingdom. We are not shutting the doors for anyone to come in the kingdom. Therefore, if you want, whether you want it or not, if you are participating in a feast or a fast at this time that was not called by the Orthodox Church, like anybody else, right? Because theirs are codified. Ours are not quite codified the way that theirs are, okay? You are depositing energy into the bank of the Holy Emperium. Now, I don't want your energy, okay? I'm not doing this because I'm trying to siphon energy off. What I'm doing this, why I'm saying this, is because everyone who is a citizen, knowingly or unknowingly, inside of our empire has to be put on notice, has to be notified of the processes, because before people do stuff, they don't say anything, they do whatever. I don't know what they got going on, and it doesn't matter. So I'm not getting involved in it. I'm just making a statement that this is how it works, okay? And I know that, again, there's people who want it to work differently. They're trying to, perhaps they have malicious intent. The emperor has said, don't worry about that. And so I'm not going to worry about it. So I haven't made videos because I've been trying to figure out, we do feast, right? We do fast. I'm still not 100% on the difference between the energy, and therefore, I've been trying to figure out what it means, right? And so last night before I went to bed, I just asked, well, who is who is leading this fast? Like, who is leading this feast? Who's in charge? What energy do I call on in this case. And it appears as if the energy that is in charge is Odin. Okay, so without going into a whole lot of detail on that, we already talked about Odin. Why? Because we said Saul, Saul worked with Odin. We're pretty about 100% sure of that it was Saul who was working with Odin. Okay, and so if it was Saul who was working with Odin, and Saul was a Benjaminite, and CryptodeMedici is a Benjaminite, then obviously Odin is working with crypto. Okay, that is just the way, the nature of the energy. Okay, and so because crypto is part of the 12 tribes, right? I think that it makes sense that we include the 12 tribes in our kingdom. Like, we want to bring the 12 tribes in. And so me, as a representative of the tribe of Issachar, right? Because we already went through this. I'm from Issachar, okay? I'm from Issachar. And so we are accepting the 12 tribes in. And of course, as the banker, right? The banker and the diviner in chief, then yeah, we would welcome in the 12 tribes. Like, there's no problem. And you guys would come under the energetic custodialship of me. Like, I just don't even know how to explain this. This is just what makes sense. It's just what makes sense. And so that's how we're going to energetically observe this. I'm trying to check my time here. Okay, I gotta leave soon. So I can't make this video too long. So, all right, I'm in charge of the 12 tribes, wrangling the 12 tribes. So I think it's great that people are fasting right now. I would just suggest that if you are in abundant energy, that you fast, and if you are not in abundant energy, that you feast. That's all my suggestion is. Now, what am I doing? What have I committed to for this particular time period? I am actually. Okay. I'm sorry. Am I in your way? It's like everywhere I go, I'm in somebody's way today. I'm so sorry. So, okay, thank you. Energetically, it doesn't matter what people are doing, okay? But I know that these 12 tribes, they're worried about money, okay? Everybody is money, money, money over here. So I'm going to suggest again, if you want to participate in our feast, right? That's going to start on Thanksgiving, that you feast. You be in abundant energy. So what I'm doing, like I said, is my goal. I modified it a little bit. It's going to be 5,000 steps a day. Okay, then the equivalent of 5,000 steps on my board, my vibration board. So basically 10,000 steps a day, and this raw unsalted cheese. I'm going to eat some of that every day. That is my feast. Like, there's going to be more obviously that's going on because we're also doing Operation Holly Jolly. But again, it's from a different position this year because we are going to be the ones who actually give gifts. Like, we have always been the ones receiving gifts, right? We haven't been the one giving the gifts. I mean, some people have, right? Obviously, because you guys got money. I don't have any money, so I'm going to be in the position of giving gifts. Now, what is one of the gifts that I'm giving? I'm doing a fundraiser, and if you would like to participate in the fundraiser, the last day for the pre-orders is December the 1st. Then on December the 1st, it's going to go onto my website. And if you want to order the products, you can order it there. But I'm doing a fundraiser. If you would like to get 2 hand-poured wooden wick pillar candles that you will start burning on the 12th of December. And these 2 candles will take you till the end of the feast or the fast on the 24th or the 25th, okay? Then if you want to go all the way till Epiphany, which is January the 6th, you can get 2 more candles. So you can get 2 candles for $75. That includes the shipping. Or you can get 4 candles for $125. That includes the shipping. And if you order by the 1st of December, then you will receive that by the 12th to get started. If you order after the 1st of December or through the website, however, it might not come by the 12th of December. I can't make that promise because the candles, one thing I'm finding out about the beeswax, right, is that you actually have to let those candles cure. You can't pour those today and use them tomorrow. Other wax is not like that. Other candles are not like that. So I don't know if it's the wood or the wax or whatever, but that's what it is. And the reason why I'm using wood wicks and why it's important to burn candles with wooden wicks, and it's not good to just burn candles where they say, oh, the wicks are made of wood, but they don't tell you what kind of wood. You need to know what kind of wood. Now, I'm not going to tell you what kind of wood I'm using, but just understand that I pick a wood that has to deal with protection. Okay, so as the candle burns, you are literally being protected. So beeswax candles cannot be poured and used immediately, which means I have to pour a bunch of them and then I have to let them cure for at least a week before I can actually use them. And I'm only telling you that because I'm not going to pour a candle one day, you put in an order and send it to you. I'm going to wait a week because I don't have a place to store these yet. This is a brand new adventure for me. This is a brand new venture for me, period. And therefore, I have to pour them and then I have to wait. Okay. And so that is the nature of this particular candle, right? So, I got that out the way. So again, anybody is welcome to the kingdom. The emperor said, welcoming everybody, righteous and repentant alike. Where at whatever stage of energetic livelihood you're at, you're all welcome. Okay, anybody can come in. We are opening up the tables. We are opening up the gates. You're all welcome into the kingdom. Okay, now you can be a willing, knowing participant, which is fine. You know, that's people who watch my videos and who take my information and disseminate it to other people. You're knowing participants, or you can be an unknowing participant where you are just getting the information from someone who is taking the information from me, the message from me, and disseminating it out to everyone else. Either one is fine. I'm not the emperor said let it ride, so I'm gonna let it ride. I'm not worried about people trying to siphon my energy. I'm not worried about people trying to siphon our energy or rob the bank or whatever. That's not my job. My job as a banker is to evangelize you to join in our banking. Okay, so that being said, on in January, I can't give you the exact date yet, after Epiphany, right? After Epiphany, woo, I dropped the phone. After Epiphany, we are going to begin our banking group again. I know that I said I wasn't going to until I had some proof, but this is at the request and the behest of the emperor, okay? He does not know anything about this stuff, and therefore I'm going to start the group up again. However, I'm going to make public videos, okay? This will be the first time I will make public videos on this stuff, and I will explain it the same way I've explained it privately, but I'm going to do it publicly. And it's going to be free. Everything, the knowledge is free, okay? It's going to be free. It's going to be on my MBOI Banking Services channel, okay? So I will, and I'm probably going to put it on this channel too. What I was going to do right before my discussion with the emperor was I was going to put it separate, meaning I was going to only put it on the other channels because I was worried about people getting it here. Now I'm going to put it on this channel and I'm going to put it on the other channel. That way, again, if you don't want to be involved with everything that we do here on this channel, you can go to whatever channel you want. I'll link it, obviously, and then you can just participate in what you feel comfortable with, and you don't have to get involved with all of this. However, I am again going to let people know, when you become a knowing member of the empire, like, one of the things that you have to do is we have to do a background check, okay? And that's what my enchanting by scales is. It's a background check to see what your energy is and to make sure you are given the proper job. Now, this is basically what Solomon did when he investigated and interrogated all those demons and put them to work on the temple. That's exactly what this is. Solomon was acting as the banker. This crazy that they're making a Mansa Musa movie now, because literally that's what Solomon was, the banker. Mansa Musa was the banker. He was the one with the bankroll, okay? And that's what we are doing. Like that's the approach that we're taking. Now, this is different. Like, I feel extremely uncomfortable with all of this. This is not how I operate. However, we are energetically moving into a new timeline, and therefore things have to be done differently. And this is my doing them differently by literally making them public, and not holding back, and not gatekeeping the information, but saying everyone's allowed in the gates. However, if you misuse this information, you use it in a way I say don't use it, or you decide that you're going to come after the emperor, I'm not responsible for what happens to you. Okay, that's my disclaimer. As the banker, I'm not responsible. Excuse me. Excuse me. As the banker, I'm not responsible. Okay. Um, I am compelled to give the warning. I am compelled to give the blessing, and I'm compelled to give the curse. There's no way. I would feel very uncomfortable if I allowed people to come into this energy and think that they're going to siphon it off, and that there's no guards at the gate. That is not what I said. What I said was the gates are open and everyone is welcome. But if you're acting crazy once you get inside these gates, I'm not responsible for what happens. So tread very carefully, right? Tread very carefully. Now, we have an ongoing issue with these 12 tribes, okay? And also the Sulan, and just all of these 12 tribes people, okay? Because they're all part of the 12 tribes, okay? Many people of color are parts of the 12 tribes. We've got a problem with them, okay? My problem is I don't like the fact that they're doing this weird ceremonial magic, and they're working with these weird gods, and their gods think that they're better than us. And so that has to be corrected. So I don't know who's in charge of that in the spirit realm, but do not bring these people into our gates if they worship a weird god. We don't accept weird gods. Normal gods are fine. We don't care. You want to be Muslim or Hebrew or Christian, whatever kind of Christian, I don't care. The emperor said everybody can come in. We don't care. This is a multicultural, multi-tribal kingdom, okay? But if your God thinks he's going to figure out what we're doing so that he can usurp our God, that's not going to work. That is going to cause you a lot of problems. And so I suggest you don't do that. Will you listen to me? Never. But I'm going to make the suggestion, and I'm going to make the point. So during the course of the actual feast, now, like I said, this is the fourth feast. This has been me figuring out what the heck is actually going on, because I really, literally, legitimately don't know. I feel a very energy that's kind of like a slowdown, right? But that's because Saturn is getting ready to go direct, which means I have to change directions. And so now you're going to see more videos from me. You're going to see more of my thought process. You're going to see, I'm going to move forward with my Akashic Records readings. But they're basically the scales of enchanting, right? That's what it is. That's your records. That's your file, right? That's why I have to have your file on file before you can become a member of the kingdom. Now, those readings are $200, okay? So again, if you've gotten readings from me, please don't send me money for another reading. Just send me an email saying, I want the scales. I will do the reading for you and send it to you. I'm not going to keep, like, if you've already paid me for 1,000 readings, I'm not going to, like, charge for another, like, I'm just not going to do it. I know that that doesn't seem like it's, we have to grandfather people in, right? Like, if you've already been with me for 3 years, you have to be grandfathered in. Like, there's no way I'm going to be like, oh, well, I got to do this for you. But if you've never gotten a reading from me, or you've only gotten a basic reading from me and not the whole, like, any of the fruits and the roots or any of those other readings from me, then you're going to need to get a Scales of Enchanting. We're going to start there and we're going to move on. Now, I also have so we're going to do on December the 1st, that is when you're going to see, actually on the last day of November, that's when you're going to see an introduction to the 260-day cycle video from me. I do have a website where all that information is going to be archived. I still don't know what to call it, so it's not ready yet. But when it is, I will list it on the on the community board so that you can go and check it out. And then it's going to be archived there, all the information. Okay, so we have a 260-day cycle. We're going to go through 260 days. Okay, at the end of the 260-day cycle, a flip book will be available so that you can do the 260-day cycle and you can count it on your own and you don't need me. Okay, that's how I'm going to handle that. So the 260-day cycle is going to start on the 1st of December. All the videos related to that are going to be here on this channel. They're going to be on my astroturography channel, and they're also going to be archived on the website. Okay, so that on the separate website, it'll be linked on my fruitsandspirit.com website, but it's also going to be on its own separate website with its own separate thing, because I want this thing to be in multiple places. Okay, so all that information is going to be available, totally available to the public, with no gates. Okay, and so if you would like to participate in our group, in the description you have the Americana Lunar Working Group. That's where I'm going to be available to answer questions, give insights. I'll probably post the short, like the picture for each day that I'm creating. And if any information comes up, it's going to be in that group. We're going to have some Zoom calls. I have to schedule those. Like I said, probably once every 13 days. Probably not until we get to the first 10 days of darkness, because we have the 10 days of darkness and it's like 5 days, then we have the mystic column, then it's 5 more days, then we have the 10 days of light. And so when we get to that time, that's when we're going to start having calls. The first part of the cycle you do by yourself. It's figuring out how you tie into this energy and that kind of thing. Let me check my time. Come on, man. Oh, I gotta go. And then when we get to the mystic column, the 10 days of darkness, that's when we'll start having groups and we'll talk about it with each other. That's the best way I figure to handle the energy, because it's a lot of energy. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I do believe that's okay. So we're gonna start back on the money. I think No Money, Grow Money, that group is going to start back in January. The family banking is going to start back in January after Epiphany. Um, the 260-day cycle starts tomorrow. Um, you're going to see the decrees that the Emperor has already signed. Although when we do our fast, so in January, the end of January, we're going to start our fast, but it's going to be a feast for the people who do the fast now. So choose very carefully which one applies to you, because our fast is going to start on, again, the cross quarter holiday, February 2nd, and it's going to go till the end of the year. So, which is around March 5th, 16th, 17th, and we're going to observe the start of the year. That's what we always do. That is a part of our cycle. So if you are interested in those things, please stay tuned to this channel. Everything is going to be public. I'm going to do Akashic reading, records readings, which is my enchanting by scales. That's what it is. That's your basic information of who you are, where you come from, all of that. It'll tell you lots of information about yourself. And then I have another reading, which is called the in My Enchanting. But the My Enchanting reading, that reading is like $600. It's $600, okay? And you only need that reading after you get the Enchanting by Scales. Otherwise, if you're going to go straight to My Enchanting, first of all, I'm not going to let you go straight to My Enchanting. Not going to do it, because you have to get those scales down. You need to learn them. That's the reason why that reading is only $600. Really, that reading is $1,000, because it's a lot of information. It's about 10 videos. My Enchanting is only, the Enchanted by Scales is like one video, okay, and a workbook that has all your information in it. The My Enchanting is about 10 videos, and it's got a lot of stuff in there. That reading is really $1,000. But if you get the My Enchanting, you get $400 off. It's going to be $600 to start. And then once it gets to be a lot, I'm going to have to raise the price. So, but none of this stuff is for, like, it's not really for sale. You can only buy it from me. It's on the website, but if you're someone who I'm not familiar with, I'm not going to do a reading for you. I'm going to send your money back. And y'all know I will. Like, this is not about money. None of this is about money. This is about energy. I want everyone to retain ownership of their energy, and I'm not siphoning somebody's energy, and the kingdom is not siphoning your energy. We have an energetic bank that is at capacity. It's tapped out. Okay, we're full. So we don't need y'all energy. I'm not taking nobody energy. We don't need your energetic nothing. Okay, I want everyone to open their own account with me, obviously, and then your account is for you to tap into your energy. That's your line of credit energetically, not me. Okay, so that's the way that it's going. Now you'll see some more videos from me with the decrees and stuff that we've already done, and that'll be coming soon. So shalom, peace and blessings, and we'll see you in the next video.